The hangar at Granite Ridge Air Base was silent, until General Roy Dalton spoke. He scanned the day's flight roster and stopped at one name. Lieutenant Violet Lee, Hummingbird. He smirked. Did she get that from ballet class? Laughter exploded. 37 pilots, a dozen instructors, all laughing at the quiet girl with the bird nickname. Violet didn't move. She stood straight, her father's dog tags cool against her neck. Captain James Lee, rescue helicopter pilot, 3 tours in Afghanistan, 43 lives saved, killed in a crash when Violet was 25. He'd always said, if you want to save people, you don't need to shout. Just fly steady. She'd carried those words, and his tags, ever since. Violet was 28 now, top of her class from the Air Force Academy. Brilliant, methodical, quiet, while others bragged, she wrote notes, analyzing every flight, every failure, every gust of wind that could kill a pilot. Her nickname, Hummingbird, wasn't meant as praise. It came from a thunderstorm simulation months ago. While others fought the crosswinds, Violet's micro-adjustments were so smooth, her instructor said. She moves like a hummingbird. Perfect control, tiny movements, total focus. The squadron turned it into a joke. But today, none of that mattered. Today was the spiral reaction course, a brutal simulator test that decided who would deploy for real combat. Only 12 pilots had ever completed it. The youngest, 34. Violet was 28. General Dalton, legendary, decorated, record holder of that very same course, watched from the control tower. Major Gabriel, Ox, Morris stood nearby, silent. He'd flown with Violet's father years ago, and he'd promised a dying friend to watch over his daughter. When Dalton mocked her, Morris just said quietly, "Be careful, sir. Hummingbirds don't fly to show off. They fly to survive." Dalton just smiled. "We'll see about that." Inside the simulator, Violet strapped in. Sergeant Williams leaned close. "Mom, nobody under 30's ever completed this course. If you feel faint." Violet looked him dead in the eye. "My father flew real rescue missions. I'm not here to quit." The screen lit up. Hurricane crosswinds, zero visibility, missile attacks. The chair shook violently. Most pilots would have blacked out. Violet's breathing stayed calm. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Her father's voice echoed in memory. The body panics, baby bird. The mind stays calm. She climbed vertically, then spiraled inverted, 8 gigaseconds of force. Altitude variance, 50 feet. Dalton stopped laughing. Engine failure. Total power loss. Violet switched to manual glide, reading wind by sound alone. Threaded the jet through mountain valleys. 15 feet clearance on each wing. Silence in the control room. Final challenge. Missile strike during landing approach. Every pilot before her had failed. But Violet had studied her father's secret rescue reports, classified maneuvers he'd invented. She entered a corkscrew descent, using missile trajectory to outsmart the system. The computer screamed warnings. Then, impact alarms faded. Landing confirmed. Simulation complete. 14 minutes, 5 seconds. New record. The hangar went dead quiet. Dalton's 20-year record shattered. Violet climbed down, removed her helmet, and said quietly, "Sir, I didn't fly to break your record. I flew to honor my father." No applause. Just the hum of cooling engines. Then Morris started clapping. Slowly. One by one, everyone joined. Weeks later, her photo hung in the base hallway. Her jet frozen mid-spiral, 37 degrees bank. Engineers requested the footage for training manuals. When reporters came to find her, Violet was gone. No interviews, no statements. Just another day of training. Major Morris found her in the chapel, reading a worn Bible. He sat beside her. "Your father used to read that same one." He handed her a sealed file, classified, Captain James Lee. Inside, reports, medals, and a detail she never knew. Her father once held the same spiral course record. For 3 years, Violet whispered, so I followed his flight path after all. Morris smiled. No, Lieutenant, you finished it. Months later, she deployed to Al Udeid Air Base under her official call sign, Hummingbird. Now, when pilots heard the name, no one laughed. Because they knew, the smallest bird carried the heart of an eagle. And sometimes, the quietest flight leaves the loudest echo.